Hello and welcome. This is going to be a relaxing evening flow that really gets deep into the hips and lets you release and come back to your true self and close off from the rest of the day. So we're going to get started in a Sukhasana, easy seat. Sitting up tall, finding a long straight spine, roll the shoulders back, and you can place your hands on your knees, palms up, ready to receive. And just begin to notice your breath. Notice anything you may be feeling. And when you're ready, we're going to take a breath in together for a 3 count, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Really sending the breath really far down into the belly. Let's start by breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Hold it. And then exhale for 3, 2, 1. Breathe in again. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. And exhale for 3, 2, 1. And just coming back to the natural rhythm of your own breath, following the inhale and the exhale. If you like, we could set an intention for this class. I always like to set it in the present tense. Something like, I am here, I am present, I am strong. Whatever word comes to you, set that as your intention, and then throughout this practice you can come back to that. I'm going to start slowly bringing the chin down to the chest, and then take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Chin back down to the chest. Left ear over to your left shoulder. Back down to center. Then interlacing the hands, let's place them gently on the back of the head. You don't want to pull too hard, but just a little bit of extra weight. You can pull the elbows in towards one another, stretching out those shoulders. Really getting into those shoulders and releasing some of that. Bringing the hands back to the knees, slowly roll the head up one vertebrae at a time. You can start to roll the shoulders out, just getting out any kinks, roll them back a few times. And then we're going to lift the hands up, inhale, hands meet at the top, and then slowly place your right hand into the mat on the side, out to the side, and push into it firmly, sending the left hand overhead and stretching through the left side body. Inhale back up, left hand goes down onto the side of the mat, right hand is overhead, really stretching long through that right side body and pulling the shoulder back to open up through the chest. Back through center, let's go back to the left side. You might be able to go a little bit deeper this time, maybe even bringing that elbow down towards the mat. Stretching and opening up. And then back through center and over to the left side one more time. Really grounding down with that left hand and opening up through the chest and the right side body. Back up to center. Inhale and then exhale. Bring the hands down past your nose, mouth, and heart to center heart. We're going to transition onto all fours position. So really grounding down through those hands, making sure they're under your shoulders. Knees are under hips. Belly is tucked in, creating a long straight spine. Just adjust and really ground down. We're going to move together through a few cats and cows. So dropping the belly towards the ground and lifting the chest. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, round through the upper back and push out all the air from those lungs. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round and push out all the air. Inhale one more time. You can move at your own pace, really connecting this movement to your own breath. Exhale and round. Coming back to a neutral spine. You're going to send that right leg towards the back of the mat and push the toes into the ground. Just rock back and forth gently, waking up that calf muscle. Then finding stillness, we're going to slowly, keeping that foot flexed, lift it up off the ground so it's parallel with the back. Coming up onto your left fingertips, really stabilize, and if you feel stable, you can send that left hand forward, reaching forward like you're grabbing someone's hand. Let's inhale and stretch long through that hand and the back foot, like you're waking up in the morning, and then exhale, place the hand back to the mat and the foot follows. Moving to the other side, we're going to send the left foot back, wake up that calf by moving back and forth. And then slowly lift that leg, keeping the foot flexed. Coming up onto your right fingertips, and when you feel grounded and stable, you can lift that hand and reach forward. Inhale, stretch long, reaching through those toes and fingertips. And then exhale, bring the hand back down to the mat, and the knee follows. Coming back to all fours, grounding down, and we're going to sit back into a child's pose. So sending the hips back towards the back of your mat, hands go forward, and bring your forehead to the mat. Just take a moment here to come back to your intention, back to your breath. And just start to sink a little deeper into the mat. Where your hands and feet are now are the perfect distance for your down dog, which we're setting up into. So push down firmly into those hands in front of you, and then push back into your first down dog of the evening. You can walk out your legs here, take a few moments to get out any kinks. And then we're going to inhale and lift the heels up. Exhale, push them back down towards the mat. Setting up correctly for your down dog, you want your eye gaze between your feet, legs are engaged, core is tucked in, shoulders are away from the ears and down the back, and really grounding down firmly through those fingertips, fingers are wide apart. Good. Let's sit back on those heels, coming into hero pose. Grounding down, and then inhale, lift up the hands, lift the chest, inhale, and then exhale, bring them down to center heart. Interlacing the hands behind the back. Let's lift the chest and open up, sending the hands a little closer to the mat. Inhale deeply. Really opening up through that chest. And then you can slowly place the hands on the mat in front of you. Coming back onto all fours. And then pushing back into a forward fold. Soft bend in the knees. And you can grab onto opposite elbows and just take a moment to come back to your breath here. You can rock side to side, really letting the head feel heavy, like a weight stretching your back long. Weight comes to the front of your feet, out of your heels a little bit. Just take a few moments here to reconnect to your breath. Really enjoying this restorative pose. And slowly start to walk the hands to the front of the mat, coming back to down dog. Grounding down firmly through the hands and the feet, pushing the heels towards the mat. Fingers are wide apart, pushing firmly into the ground. And then we're going to send the left foot up to the sky, keeping the hips level and the shoulders level to the ground too. You don't want to open up like so, really leveling the hips, keeping that foot flexed. Let's take the foot knee to nose, and then step all the way through for an easy lunge. Inhale, lift up that left hand, open up to the side for a twisted lunge. And then exhale, come back down. We're going to set up for pigeon pose. So bringing that left foot to the right edge of the mat, bringing the knee down to the ground. You can untuck the back toes and drop the back knee and sit up tall. Inhale, lift up through the chest. You can stay here if this works for you. Or if you want to take the pose a little deeper, you can walk your hands forward and then gently place the forehead down onto the mat, sinking a little bit deeper into the pose. Take a few moments to find a comfortable position for you. Really breathing into those hips. Sending every inhale down to the hips, and then every exhale you find a little bit more space. And it becomes a little bit more comfortable, easy. Just know it's just a moment. Enjoy the pose. And come back to your intention. Releasing any stuck emotions that we store in the hips. It's very important to open them up and just release with every exhale anything you're holding on to that you don't need anymore. Just listening to the inhale and the exhale of your breath. And slowly start to walk the hands back towards you. Pushing up, grounding down through those hands. You can tuck the back toes, lift the leg, and push back into down dog again. Shoulders are down the back, away from the ears. And then when you feel steady, we're going to lift up the right leg this time, keeping the foot flexed. Hips are level to the ground, and shoulders too. And then we're going to bring knee to nose and step all the way through for an easy lunge. Inhale, lift up that right hand, open up for a twisted lunge. You can exaggerate this pose, really opening up. And then exhale, bring the hand back down to the ground. Setting up for pigeon pose on the other side. Keeping that front foot flexed as you place it on the ground. Knee comes to the right edge of the mat. You can untuck the back toes, drop the knee, and then sit up tall and inhale. If this is as far as you want to go, this is a perfect pigeon pose. Or if you want to take it a little further, you can walk your hands forward. Just melt over that front leg. This side might feel a little different. Just see what comes up for you. Coming back to your breath, the inhale and the exhale. And noticing the moments in between the breath. Moments of stillness. Those are moments you can always come back to any time of the day. And everything is just still and perfect. You can take a few breaths in together here, breathing in for 3, 2, 1, really filling the chest, and then exhale 3, 2, 1, letting go of every little bit of breath. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, and then let it go. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Coming back to your own breath, noticing how your hips may feel, finding a little more space with every exhale. Slowly walk the hands back towards you, sitting up tall on an inhale, and then push back into your down dog. Exhale. You can walk out the legs, get out any kinks, and then we're going to come to a seated position for a seated forward fold. So send those legs out far and long in front of you, keeping the feet flexed like you're standing on the ground with them. They're very engaged. Inhale, lift up the hands, and then exhale, place them on the mat in front of you, and slowly bending from the hips, keeping the core engaged, slowly walk the hands forward and begin to melt over those front legs. Being mindful not to round the back too much. You can inhale, find a little more length. And then exhale, you might be able to fold a little bit more. Just going as far as you can go though. This is really a restorative, relaxing pose. You don't want to be doing any work in this pose. Just relaxing into it. Slowly start to walk the hands back towards you. Grounding down. You can bend the knees in towards your chest. Lift the hands up like you're grabbing onto a beach ball or something you want in front of you. Love, abundance, whatever you need in your life more. Grab onto it firmly and then slowly roll back one vertebrae at a time. Letting it fall over you. Coming into a sleeping tiger, so lift the hands and the feet up towards the sky. You can twirl out the ankles and the wrists, gain out any kinks, and then let everything become still and floppy. And find a little bit of stillness, really melting into the ground. Sinking a little deeper, letting all the good energy you've just created wash over you and fall onto you. You can hug the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Thank you for everything you've done. You can rock side to side, massaging your lower back. It feels really good, releasing the back. And then we're going to let the legs fall out to the right side. Cactus the arms. And then lift the head up and look over to your left side for a nice spinal twist. Really massaging all the internal organs, and I'm really great for the digestive system too. Just waking everything up gently. Take a few moments here to just relax. And then we're going to bring the knees up towards the center again. And then let them fall out onto the left side. Picking up the head and looking over to your right side. And just take a few moments on this side to come back to yourself and relax into the pose. Picking the legs up and bringing them back to the center line. You can hug them into your body one last time. And then you can either send them out for Savasana, or if you want to do Savasana with me in a reclined butterfly, you'll bring the knees up towards you, feet together, and then let the knees splay out toward each side. You can send the feet further away from you for it to make the pose a little less intense. Just find a comfortable position for you and then let the legs just fall. Grabbing onto opposite elbows, you can take those and place them overhead, opening up the chest a little bit. And then just come back to your own breath, finding a little bit of stillness and just really focusing on your inhale and exhale. You can soften or close the eyes if you haven't already. Just taking a few precious moments here to just spend time seeing how you feel and just really coming back to your own self. I'll give you a few moments here to just focus on your breath, and then I'll guide you back. If you notice any distractions or your mind is wandering, just notice it. And then bring the attention back to your breath. A steady inhale and exhale. You can slowly start to bring awareness back to the body, wiggle the toes and the feet, and then roll over onto your right side, coming into fetal pose. And then we're going to meet in a Savasana like we were in the beginning of class, an easy seat. So sitting up when you're ready. Bring the hands to the knees, have them facing up. And just take a few moments here to notice how you're feeling, what's shifted since we started the class, how different you might be feeling. Coming back to your breath, just noticing the inhale and the exhale. Letting all that good energy wash over you. This is more your true self. Let's take a breath in together. So lifting up the hands overhead. Hands meet at the top, inhale. And then exhale, slowly bring them down past your nose, mouth, and all the way to center heart. The light in me honors, loves, and sees the light in you. And when you're in that place in you, and I'm in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope you're feeling relaxed and calm, and you can take this feeling into the rest of your evening. If you enjoyed this class, please subscribe to my channel to let me know, and you'll also be notified every time I release a new one then. See you next time.